Good evening, YouTube family. Today is January 4th, 2025. Saturday, January 4th, 2025. It's your man, Big D, and I'm back with another one. I would like to thank all of you good people that continue to rock out with my son and I from 2024 on to 2025. He and I greatly appreciate it. Thank you. I was checking out the video that my son dropped, Single Men Dating Women with Children debate. And the first thing that I noticed is that, first of all, my son made some good points. And the gentleman that was on the video, he was trying to make he made good points, but the thing about it, the brother just kept getting cut off. You know, when the women said their spiel, he sat there, listened, and he didn't listen to respond. He listened to understand and to give a logical response. So basically, when it was his time to chime in, as always, women just cutting him off. He couldn't even get his thoughts off because the women are just cutting him off. But here's the thing: everything that brother said is 100% factual, because a man can have 2 kids per se, and as he said, very few men are single parents. Very few men get sole custody of the children. So when that does happen in those rare instances, that his baby mama was, she had to be a piece of work for the courts to relinquish custody of her children to the baby daddy. So when women lose their parental rights and the father gets the children, that means that woman got some issues. Could be a drug problem. She could be abusive to the children. Who knows? But the point that the brother stated was correct. For the most part, when a man dates a woman with children, he is going to have to pour into those children. He is going to have to, whether he wants to or not. I mean, I do believe to a certain degree a stepfather does have love for the children, but to say that a stepfather or a man is going to love somebody else's children that he didn't create, I don't know about that. And that's a debatable subject, because I'm not going to sit and say that stepfathers or guys who date women with children don't form a strong bond with these children, because I know that is true, because, I grew up with a stepfather. But I'm not going to sit up here and delude myself and say, my stepfather, he loved me as much as he loved his own biological children, because I just don't think that was the case. But nevertheless, I will say that I watched my stepfather have to make sure that when there was food for the house, there had to be enough food for Big D. When Big D was little D, hey, listen, Pops would have came up in the house and the groceries was looking crazy. Oh, my mom used to give him the business. So I know for a fact, I've seen it firsthand, and I've also dated women with children. Absolutely, when you date a woman with children, if you're living with her, you best believe, you gonna be sharing your resources with them children that's not yours. And if you have children, you're gonna be you're gonna be splitting your resources between the girl that you're dating, her children, and then your children. So one man resources gonna be split by 3, 4, 5 different ways, depending on how many children he got, how many children his girlfriend got. Listen, the man better be making some money if he want to have a decent life. In particular, if he's going to be dating a woman with children. Now, when the argument that the one lady was yelling and ranting and raving about, what happens if you don't have no money? You saying men having money, that's your main talking point. Well, it is, because as the brother said, a man's role is to provide protection and provisions. And provisions If we don't know what that means food, that means a roof over your head, light bill, water bill, cable bill. Might have to get some manis and pedicures, manicures or mani and pedi. Got to get some hair done. Listen, like I say, when a man dating a woman, his resources are probably already going to be taxed depending on how much he pouring into her. But let her have kids. Listen, his little check gonna be taking a beating. His little money gonna be taking a beat down. But for that lady to say that he oh, you ain't have no money, what could you provide? Well, and the brother answered eloquently. He 100% right. If you know that you're not in a good place, you probably shouldn't be dating. And for this same reason, because the women gonna call you dusty when you can't pay for everything. But on the other hand, ladies, if you know that your SHIT ain't together, you shouldn't be laying up having no kids. At least not unprotected. Should not be bringing children in the world and knowing that you don't have the means to take care of them, and neither does the man if you dating a dude that, a little dusty, ain't got his money's on point. Well, guess what? Shame on you. So in this situation, I must call it I guess a tie, because the points that he made was right on, was top tier. They spoke to all the talking points that I would have used. But the lady that was rebutting his point, she had a good point too, because if a man ain't got no money, well then my question is, what are you doing? I mean, yeah, you might can still protect a little bit, but you ain't gonna be able to provide, and that's gonna be a problem. Now, I do agree with my son in a sense when he said that if a woman's rocking with you, she gonna rock with you regardless, whether you got money or not. And I tell you, I have seen some dusty ass Tyrones and Pookies with some decent women, and I'm thinking like, man, what the hell does she see in this dude? She gotta pay for everything, but for whatever the reason, women, if they feeling a dude, they ain't gonna care because he broke and dust. All he gotta do is ish out some good pipe, and he might be good for a little while, because I guarantee you, sooner or later she gonna get tired of that. Especially when she got a girlfriend in her ear. Girl, you crazy. You crazy. You going to work and all he doing is sitting at home playing the PlayStation. Is he trying to get a job? Girl, I wouldn't put up with that. You might well be all by yourself. You might well pay the bills by yourself. If you got a man that you listen, y'all already know all the talking points. So this is a good video. It was an excellent video, and I have to agree that if you gonna date a woman with children, it's going to be a conundrum, because guys can have kids, and as long as child support don't infringe upon when the girlfriend or the new girlfriend want to do something, or he's not asking her for money or anything like that, well then, the fact that he has kids, especially if he's, financially astute, well then, then it's not going to make a difference, because he's able to provide for his kids and provide for, her kids and her little needs. So at the end of it, I think this was a good video, but I have to call a tie on this one, because both had good points. He had excellent points. But when she came back and said, well, hey, if a man ain't got no money, then what good is he? And I will have to agree. And that's why I say that depending on where you at in life, because I know it's kind of difficult to assume and expect that if you don't make a decent wage or a decent income, that, you need to be by yourself and single. I'm not saying that either, but depending on the kind of quality person you want to date, whether it's male or female, depending on, the perspective, I don't know. You have to ask yourself, do you really want to be dating somebody who is struggling just like you are? Now, if y'all can help each other to elevate, that's fine. But you know what happens? It's always a oops. And then now there's a baby involved. Now you got two people who don't have their SHIT together, bringing another poor life in this world that they got to take care of until this poor life can take care of itself. That really probably didn't want to be here if it would have been left up to the poor child, if the child had a say in it. But family, this is a good video. I want to say that there were good points made, and I would have to say that if you dating a woman with children, you're gonna have to be able to do some things and share your resources for that lady's children. It's just gonna happen. You don't even know it's happening. I hear guys say, "Oh, I never pay no money on somebody else's kid," but it winds up happening because if y'all together and you go to McDonald's, you ain't gonna just get yourself something and the girl and your girlfriend something and not get the baby something, the kid. So yeah, like I said, men that date women with children, we often find ourselves, parting ways with our resources. So it's just to be expected. It's always been that way since, I've been old enough to remember guys that had children, but also dated women that had children. It's been this way since the beginning of time. Guys have been sharing their resources with in between different households. Well, family, always remember, be more tomorrow than you were yesterday. Peace.